Good.
Now we're good.
Yeah, don't knock it over.
We good now? There we go. Alright, so we're doing ethics. I'm Oliver Bissy. Say your name, guys. Come on, let's
Samantha
go.
Masala, Paul Special, Kylie Erica, Lauren Arcapito.
And we're Alright, so the first person to write about ethics ever was Plato. He said it was a way that you perceive your decisions in your mind. He was a Greek philosopher. I'm sure everyone knows that already. He basically just came up with the theory of ethics. And since then, it has developed into 3 stages, which I'll talk about in my next slides. So the first one is going to be meta-ethics. It deals with the nature of moral judgment, and it looks at the origins and meaning of ethical principles. Basically, by that, it just means what ethics do for you, how you make judgments. On the next slide, we're going to talk about right and wrong and the second form of ethics, which is normative ethics. It is the concern and content of moral judgment and the criteria of what is right and wrong. You use right and wrong. That's really just based on your everyday decisions with right and wrong. There's not much to say more than that. I mean, then we have applied ethics. Applied ethics is your bigger issues. So it's going to be like war, capital punishment, things like that, like your serious decisions. That's when you would use applied ethics. Then next, we're going to have the yes, no, and maybe ethics, which basically, once it comes up, is just determining how you make your decisions, using your power in your mind, and that's basically it. So then we have religion. A lot of people with ethics are based on their religion. For example, in maybe like an Islamic country, you would say women's faces need to be covered. They feel that's right. But in other religions, they don't see that as a ethical thing. So depending on your religion, that could change your ethics. Then we have ethics kind of broken down more for you. So it's accountability, principles, integrity, and values. As far as like accountability, it's kind of you being responsible for yourself. Principles about what you base your life off of, and integrity, just really doing the right thing. Then we have business ethics. There's responsibility, commitment, quality, and reliability. These are specific to business, and that's why I'm going to talk about them now once the next slide changes. So we have responsibility. It's you being responsible and staying true to your ethics. While you're in business, there's going to be things that can make you jeopardize. You just have to try and do your best to stay responsible to yourself and your ethics. Then we have commitment. Commitment is staying true to your ethics. Don't breach for anyone. Once your ethics are breached, there is going to be no really going back, because as you know, once you take over your ethics and your ethics kind of fail, then you're basically screwed, to put it in a blunt way. Then we have quality. Quality is just about how you're actually going to be perceived, what you're giving forward, and if you're talking about ethics specifically to your business, it's going to be the quality of work that you kind of give people, almost that you can just be counted on. Then we have reliability. Reliability in ethics is you being able to, once again, be counted on. It's something that a lot of people don't really think about when talking about ethics, because everyone just thinks ethics is you making a decision right or wrong, but really reliability is important. So next, when we're talking about business ethics, I thought of the stock market and insider trade. Obviously that's bad. On the next slide, we're going to show someone that is very famous for insider trade. She is out of jail now. That's my girl. There she is, Martha. This is where you don't want to be. Yeah, we're like that. Yeah, even though she chose with Snoop and shit, like.
She made a comeback.
She did make a comeback, but Martha was in jail, breached her ethics. Then we have loyalty. Specifically when talking about ethics and loyalty. Loyalty is staying true to your ethics. Once again, I could talk about breaching ethics so many times because I guess I'm just being repetitive. Yeah, I don't know what more to say to that. Then there is the social circle. So when talking about loyalty more, it's important to understand that with loyalty and ethics, you have to try and be yourself. Don't stick to the group because other people are doing something. So basically this slide is just presenting to you about peer pressure and how, so this is the good side of the group of ethics. So if, let's say you're in a group and you're a fan, you're rooting on your team, that's something good. You know, you're kind of doing something productive and yet being ethical at the same time. Or you could be part of a bad group, which I'll show on the next slide, which is Enron. No one really spoke up about this. They just decided that they were going to breach their ethics because everyone else was doing it, everyone else was getting away with it, and, you know, obviously that didn't work out for them in the long run. Then we have just kind of like, this was a slide for me to show you like an overview of ethics. Ethics is basically a decision for you. It's what you want to do, what's up next, and then it is now time for Paula. So here she is.
Hi, I'm Paula, and I'm going to be going over the 12 business ethics, which are honesty, integrity, keeping your promises, loyalty, fairness, caring, respect, obeying the law, excellence, being a leader, morale, and accountability. So I'm going to start by talking about honesty, and pretty much you should be honest in all the actions that you do because that gets customers to respect your decisions, and when customers respect your decisions, they'll respect you and want to work with you. So for example, if you work there and you're making good decisions by being honest, not just telling them to buy something, they're going to appreciate that more. Integrity is important because everyone should maintain a high level of personal integrity. And despite the great pressure to do otherwise sometimes in jobs, it's important to believe in your code of ethics and principles to fight for your beliefs. Loyalty is important. You guys are weird. Loyalty is important, but it's important to not let loyalty get in the way of your ethics sometimes. So, for example, if someone is close with you at work and you know they're not doing the right thing, just because they're your friend doesn't mean you should, like, back them up and stuff. I'm confused by how this is going. For fairness, you should be fair in all your actions. And any ethical executive who is committed to fairness would never use his power to make unfair decisions. So just because you're a boss, you can't do things that are breaking the rules by, like, taking a longer lunch, for example, or something like that. Next up is going to be caring. People who are genuine concern for people and compassion and help people reach their goals without any benefit to themselves are people who are really respected. And it's important to be respected at work because, well, everywhere in life, because what you give out, you put in. So, next is respect. By being courteous and treating everyone equal, they will respect you, and respect is a two-way street. So, like everyone has heard before, treat people the way you want to be treated, and that goes a long way. Next up is obeying the law. Any ethical executive always obeys the law, not just by not speeding or whatnot, but obeying the rules at work, such as like the dress code or sexual harassment. Like someone who follows ethics wouldn't be wearing something that's skimpy for work or obviously involved in any type of like sexual harassment, anything that's like unethical and inappropriate for work. Next is excellence. Everyone should always deliver the highest quality that they can. So, for example, if you're working at a restaurant, you're obviously going to get paid for every hour you work, but that doesn't mean you like make a messy sandwich or just put out like a bad meal. Being a leader. By being a leader, you demonstrate principles of ethics that you want your team to live by. So you have to lead by showing them what's right and installing your ethics into them, and also your values and decisions. Ethical business managers enhance a good reputation for a company, which at the same time boosts the morale of an employee. So if you're positive and you enjoy coming to work every day, so do your employees, and they'll enjoy working for you. Hence, you all will do a better job and bring in more business. Accountability is really important because you have to take accountability not only for yourself, but your team and your company. So if someone is calling to complain for customer service, obviously a mistake that could have happened isn't your fault, but you have to take accountability for the whole company because you represent them as a whole. I've personally worked at a bagel store for 6 years at home, where I have a really good relationship with my boss, and he really trusts me. I've been working there since I was 14, so whenever he goes on vacation, he trusts me with the keys to the store and things like that. He's very old-fashioned, so at work we have a really old register that I have to punch in everything like manually. Like there's no buttons for like a bagel with cream cheese. Like I have to know how much everything costs and just type it in. And at the end of the day, I also count all the money that's in the register, and he has no proof of, we don't have receipts, we don't take debit cards or credit cards, so he has no proof of what money really went in or what money went out. So for example, if a friend comes in, I can charge them for a less price, but I wouldn't do that because that's unethical. But there are people who do that, and also I've seen people at work, like if you can just not type anything in the register, and if they pay you in cash, because we're cash only, they can just pocket the money. So it's stealing, which obviously happens like in a lot of companies and stuff like that. To be honest, I think like honesty, integrity, and fairness are things that are really important to me, because I think I do a good job of like displaying them at the job that I work at, because my boss always respects me and trusts me, so I just want to give him the same respect back for him and his business. And to be honest, even though some of my employees maybe make, my coworkers make like money sometimes on the side, like an extra $5, $10, I wouldn't ever do that to him, because not only is it unethical, but it feels rewarding that my boss trusts me, and he knows I do a good job and he trusts me, so I enjoy working with him.
Very nice.
Okay, so I'm going to be talking to you guys about how something, the difference between something being legal and something being ethical, and also how bad ethics have ruined many people's careers and can ruin yours. So legal and ethical